I'm here with my grandfather, and he was in a very dramatic experience when he was young. So, what happened?
Well, Christian, it happened when I was 5 years old, and I remember I was in in our barn on the farm, and it caught on fire.
Oh, was anyone with you at the time?
I was up with my brother and my cousin, who were both 7 years old at the time.
Really? So, how did the fire start?
I remember it was dark in the barn. We were in the loft of the barn, and it was dark. And my brother and my cousin had candles and matches, so we lit the candles to be able to see up in the barn.
So, I expect that the barn caught on fire.
Yeah, somehow there was a fire that got started, and we're trying to put it out.
So, what caught on fire exactly in the barn?
Well, Christian, there were lots of straw mats and hay bales up in the loft, and that's what caught on fire because they were dry.
During the fire, were there any animals in the barn at the time?
And we were pretty lucky because all the animals were in the corral, so there was no animals in the barn at the time when we went up into the loft. No, so we're pretty lucky.
That is lucky. But at any time were you afraid or scared for your life?
I was 5 years old, so I'm sure I was scared because the fire, it burned the whole top of the barn. So, yeah, I guess I was a little scared trying to figure out how to get the fire out and how to get out.
That would be scary, but were you mad at your brothers, or your brother and your cousin, that the barn caught on fire?
Yeah, I was mad because they started the barn on fire. And then, they're always pointing their fingers at me, but because I was the youngest.
So, Grandpa, how did you manage to escape the barn with your life?
Well, when I was up there and it was burning, I heard the sirens, and the state patrolman came up, and he crawled up to the rock and carried myself and my brothers out of the barn. That's how we got out.
What a great policeman.
Yeah, he was. He's a good friend over the years.
So, after this experience, were your parents mad?
While talking to my mom years later, after I could understand what was going on, she said my dad was really upset, and my grandfather intervened, and he came and he said, "Mike," that's my dad, "Mike," he said, "they're 5 years old, 5 and 7 years old, so things happen, so don't take it out on them." And so I was never punished for the barn burning down.
That's lucky. So, nowadays, are you scared of fire or barns anymore?
No, I play with firecrackers, fireworks. It's never bothered me to play with fire, although now I have a healthy respect for what fire can do.
That's great. So, thank you for sharing the time for this interview and sharing your story.
You're welcome. Anytime, Christian.